Hey, I'm sitting here looking at my tracking spreadsheet, the one that I call our nation's books. It's where I track our financial position and our financial activity for our nation. And I got this spreadsheet going back to like 2020. Here's what it looks like. So like it's a summary spreadsheet. I call it our nation's books because you can see like right along here, I got the revenues we brought in, which are called receipts in government talk, the outlays, what we've been borrowing, the deficit, what the national debt balance is, our interest expense, and the current interest rate we pay. So let's take a look at this. Looking at that there May column, like right here, we brought in $335 billion. You'll see we paid out those $628 billion. So in May alone, we generated a deficit of like almost $300 billion. And then that goes right to the national debt. Look at that, right here, national debt. $39 trillion, folks. But then you see this next column, the fiscal year 26. That's 8 months of this current government fiscal year. We brought in 3.6, almost $3.7 trillion in receipts. But we paid out like almost $5 trillion in bills we paid. So far this year, we got a $1.2 trillion deficit. Holy Jesus Christ. We got to get control of either spending or increase our revenues, right? So for the whole year, we've had to borrow almost like an additional $1.2 trillion. And that goes right to our national debt. Look at this line right here. National debt balance, $39 trillion. So since we are like always running out of deficit, spending more than we bring in, the national debt keeps climbing. So you know what? In May, we had to pay $106 billion in interest expense on that $39 trillion debt. Back to me. Look at me now. Interest on the debt. Like I said, in May, it was $106 billion. That's the first time ever that monthly interest expense exceeded $100 billion. So it's going to be more than $1 trillion for the whole year. Let's look at that. For the year, so far, 8 months, we spent like... where the fuck's that number? Almost $700 billion in interest expense. We got 4 more months to go this year. This is going to be the first year where we spend over $1 trillion in interest expense to service our debt. Look, this is what I'm saying. Every month that we run the deficit, it increases our national debt. As the national debt goes up, so does the cost to, the interest expense we got to pay on that debt. And you know what's making it even worse? The interest rate we pay on that debt is going up. It's now like up to 3.55%. That's the highest it's been in 7 months, and it continues to go up. So there you go. That's what I call my review of our nation's books for the month of May. Check back for next month. Thanks, guys.